And we're back.
Yes!
It is Tuesday, February 20th. We were supposed to record this last Friday.
But then you were just gone and didn't tell me?
I had a neurologist appointment because, fun fact, I can't feel the left side of my face very much.
But eventually.
Eventually it will go away, they say.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Shoot, what do we this is a Valentine's Day episode. I'm joined by my lovely girlfriend, Kathryn Hale. Say hi.
Hi.
And we're talking about one of my favorite horror romances, Hellraiser.
It was barely a romance, I won't lie.
I think it's really romantic.
I mean, they were dating. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's a horror movie. Yeah, I really like this movie. I'll go through the plot because I feel like a lot of people probably don't know this one as well. So, Kirsty Cotton, our main character, finds her stepmother, Julia, is resurrecting her brother-in-law / former lover, Frank, by sacrificing horny men and letting Frank, the brother-in-law, eat their flesh. That resurrects him. It's a wild synopsis.
I don't know why you wrote it that way.
How would you describe it?
She was like luring in men to use it as like bait or like as food to bring back Frank. I don't know.
That's exactly what I said.
She was using horny men today.
She was using horny men.
Yeah, I guess.
Kirsty releases the 4 Cenobites, creatures of pain and pleasure, to take Frank, who they originally killed.
There.
Yes. Hold on. Right there. That's Hellraiser. That's the main Cenobite. His name is Pinhead. Yeah, they actually... Box. Yeah, that's the lament configuration.
That's what it's called?
Yep. And it has the quote on there. Demons to some, angels to... You can't read it. Demons to some, angels to others. So yeah, I really like... This is one of my favorites. I'm a big fan of Hellraiser. What do you think?
It was good. It was a little freaky.
Yeah, it's pretty freaky. So overall thoughts, it's really good. I grew up on this one, so I have some nostalgia.
You grew up on Hellraiser?
I mean, I wasn't like young, but I was pretty young.
I grew up on Scooby-Doo.
I did too.
Okay.
I was probably like 6th grade when I watched this. It's really good.
It's good.
It's like 80s, and I have an affinity for like the film look of the 80s. It's kind
of
glossy.
My god, not even the film, the effects.
Oh,
I thought they were so funny.
You have to distinguish digital effects.
Digital effects.
The digital effects are very 80s. Like think like
they're
Ghostbuster.
So
think like where it's like the lightning that's like almost looks like it's drawn in. It's really I have an affinity for that. I think I really like it.
I started like laughing.
Yeah.
Like it took away the scary part, just seeing like the lightning.
Yeah. I like it. But yeah, with that, the practical effects on the other hand, wow. Most of the budget went into that, I'm guessing.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like the gore.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome. I can't like it's exactly what you'd imagine. Like there's a lot of like really gruesome bodies and like kills and whatnot, and I think that's really.
I think I had to look away a few times because it was like
very nice,
really bad.
Do you have? Oh, is it 1 or 3? Am I gonna get it on the first try? Nope.
Ooh.
Do you have any favorite kills?
I liked when she killed the guy with the hammer. That was good. Yeah. That was when Julia killed him. Yeah. So I did not like watching the dad's hand went into a nail.
Oh, yeah.
I had to look away for that. That wasn't even a kill. That was just an injury.
Yeah.
It's
pretty gruesome.
I almost took a break.
We should watch The Fly.
No.
Have I told you about it?
Yeah.
It's so good.
I just said I looked away when a guy's hand went in a nail, and you're like, yeah, let's watch this guy turn into a fly.
I love The Fly. David Cronenberg has amazing practical effects.
It was written really well, but I'm not a gore person. I don't like it. It makes me like almost throw up.
I love gore. I kind of see it as like art, like a sculpture.
I can
like
see
every
that.
kill is like someone's sculpture.
Okay, I understand like how the gore like looks like artistic, but it's when they like show it happening, and I can like imagine it happening to me, and then
You
it's
didn't
like,
like the hooks going into the skin.
oh my god!
There were like extreme close-ups of like a hook going through like some latex, and like you did not appreciate it.
No, well, because what do you like when you see like gore like happen? Do you imagine it happening to you?
Sometimes.
Like, if I see someone step on a nail, I, like, lose it. Because I imagine if I'm stepping on a nail, I would not have a fun time.
There's a lot of movies we could watch then. But, yeah, I guess with that, like, favorite moments. So I think all of mine are practical effects related. Jesus wept. It's what Frank says when he dies. He is, like, all the Cenobites, spoilers, all the Cenobites come to get him, and they, like, hook him all together and then pull him apart. And before he dies, he goes, Jesus wept, and then it's really good. Do you have a favorite moment?
I liked when Frank first came back to like the real world, and he just kind of crawled out of the ground, and he was all like goopy for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he was. There were like 2 legs, and I think they were actually arms.
Yeah.
It took a while for him to form. It was just like a little entertaining to see that.
Yeah, that was a really good practical effects thing. He gets like imagine if a human were to be rebuilt like in front of your eyes just from nothing. That's what happens. There's like a heart underneath like the floorboards, and then like blood goes up, and then like the brain and all the bones form. It's like forming a person in reverse is kind of what happens.
I don't know how you just described that. Like,
It's,
kind of.
It's difficult to describe.
He, like, just grows
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
It's really gross. Yeah, goopy is a very good
It
word.
reminds me of those, like, lab foods. You know, like the banana that just moves?
Fuck.
You can't.
Whoops.
Darn. Like the lab food on TikTok where the banana just, like, inches around on its own. That's what it looked like.
Yeah. My favorite moment, though, is the introduction to the Cenobites, which are like they're not even the antagonists. So in the sequels to this, they are the antagonists.
They were just guys.
Yeah, they're kind of neutral characters in this one. But you're looking behind.
Oh, I'm just very intrigued by I can see the feet of people walking past.
Oh. Yeah.
I like look over
Behind
when I
there.
see movement.
They might see like shadows behind there. Interesting.
It's a ghost.
Yeah, my favorite is the introduction to the Cenobites. Like, it's so cool. There's like a TV and like flowers get picked in reverse, and then like blood fills like the IV tube. She's in the hospital. Like all the walls turn like reverse colored, and then all the Cenobites enter, and it's all foggy, and it's like they're in space.
Are you
It's kinda
talking
how it
about
sounds.
when they're introduced to the daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was thinking of, like, the first time when, at, like, the very beginning of the movie
Oh,
when it
no,
shows,
not
like, body parts just, like, hung up places.
Yeah.
Didn't like that one. Okay, the TV scene was, like, it was really cool, but it was also, like, really a lot of anticipation.
Yeah.
And then she got chased.
I thought it was so... Oh, I'm talking after that.
Which one? What?
Right after that. So she gets chased by like the shrimp monster thing,
Yeah.
and then she goes in the room and all the Cenobites go and see her. Like Pinhead and Butterball and
I thought of
Chowder.
that all as, like, the same thing, because weren't the flowers
Sorta
on the
is.
TV before the chase and after?
And after.
Okay.
No, that's my favorite scene in this. I think it's I think it's pretty scary. I really like it. Let's talk about the love story, because this is a Valentine's Day episode. So yeah, I think the main love story, Kirsty has a love interest, but he's like a nothing character.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy. He's a regular guy.
But
The
his
main
brother-
love story is Frank and Julia. She turns into a murderer for him. She literally kills people for him. And I don't think it's reciprocated that much. I don't think it's a positive love story, but it's a love story. It's pretty toxic.
For her, I don't
He's
know how
just
much I
using
can
her.
say on a school podcast.
He's using her for her body. And also
He uses a lot of girls for their bodies.
for their body. And then he also is using her to get body parts for him to rebuild himself. Yeah. It's almost also filmed like a romance. Like everything's all like glossy. Everything's like, it's almost like you put like a coat of Vaseline over the camera in some parts of it. Like it's all really glossy, which I like that look. I think it plays into like the romance feel of it too. Oh, this is a really interesting thing in this. Do you know the concept of the final girl?
No.
So in a lot of 80s, it's the subgenre called a slasher, which is just like, it's what it sounds like. But the main character is always like usually an older teen or a young adult, and then she is it's always a woman. She is the last survivor, and she's the one that like fights the big bad.
Yeah.
This didn't invent it, but it. Oh,
We're getting kicked out. That's it.
light just turned off.
Oh. Second chance breakfast.
Second chance breakfast. I hate how many bells we have.
The 2-minute warning before ECT.
Why?
Just listen to the 4-minute one.
Yeah. But yeah, she's the final girl. Other big ones: Laurie Strode in Halloween.
Scream.
Scream, yeah. Nev Campbell as Sidney Prescott in Scream. Yeah. I think that's what I have about Hellraiser. Do you have any final thoughts? Oh, I say, like, if you're thinking about watching it, it's a pretty easy watch.
No, it's not.
I mean, the pacing-wise, like, it didn't feel really long.
It didn't feel really long. It wasn't easy, like, to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're a little squeamish, like, it might be a little difficult. But, I don't know. I think it's a pretty easy watch. It goes pretty fast. So, if you're thinking about watching it, you probably should. Just do it. Just do it. Oh, my God. Okay, so, yeah, that's what we have.
Marquez Brown.
Let's look at the camera and say bye. Bye.
Bye.